Morning, hunters. How y'all doing this morning? I put that video out last night about the phone thing, and do some research on that. That's crazy, but I just want to go again thinking, right? I think all the time about this stuff. You know, Black Lives Matter has come out and said they're Marxists. Antifa, we know they're Marxists. There's the true collusion. There's the true Lenin-Stalin collusion. I want to call them this. They're the sore that has festered up from years of communist takeover of our public school system. Bottom line, you know, it starts out, I know when I was in school, in grade school, if you went to the principal's office for acting up, you were going to get paddled. And depending upon the severity of the act that you perpetrated, you were going to get 2 licks, 3 licks, or 5 licks with a paddle. And you know, it's amazing how that really deterred. I'm not saying I never got paddled, because I did, but I usually didn't get paddled for the same thing twice. Right? Hot stove theory. The best thing you can do, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but the best thing you can do is let your kid touch a hot stove once. They won't do it again. They will understand when you say hot to not put their hand up there. Oh my goodness, I know. But it's true, right? So these little Antifa, BLM folks have never seen carnage. They've never been in a communist country. They've never seen people suffer at the hands of their government. Because if you think you're suffering in this country, you don't have a freaking clue. Driving around in a BMW or a Honda or a Toyota. There's more people in this world that will never own an automobile than there is that own automobiles, because they can't afford them. So if you think you got it rough, you've never been anywhere. You've never done anything. Let me try to clear up that lens real quick. I do that all the time. So here's what we need to do. Here's the organization we need to do. We need to elect people on our school boards that are conservative. We need to get the federal government out of mandating what's taught in our schools, and let the people of each school district determine. How about if we just got back to the basics? Reading, writing, arithmetic, history, and social studies. I kind of think that social studies thing might have been the beginning of the downfall to begin with. I remember that stuff creeping in there, and it was abstract, and it, you know, I think 6th grade 6th grade, Alamo Elementary, was the first time I had seen that abstractness. And then I went to college. And that college was completely ran by leftists. I had a English professor that never changed clothes. He wore the same clothes every day. And he stunk. And he never really, I'll put it this way, I didn't learn anything from it at all. And my political science teacher didn't teach me political science. Professor, my bad. He taught civil rights. It was all about civil rights. Never once did we talk about political ramifications of anything. So, we've got to take back the schools. I think we need to draft. We need the draft back. Take these young punk kids with the mask on and the fist. We must resist, right? Draft them and then take them over to some place like North Africa. There's a good place. Tunisia. There's a good place. Somalia. Kenya. Monrovia. There's one. And let them see what a Marxist government looks like and what it does to the people. I bet you they'd come home with a different mindset. At least most of them would. Because if you've never seen that type of desperation from a large population, you won't get it. You just won't get it. It's ugly, and it's going to get uglier. Where are some other great places? Mexico. It's not communist, but it might as well be. It's ran by bands of gangs and thugs who are making money selling fentanyl and shipping it to the United States. And our politicians' hands are getting greased by that money. And that's why we don't want to shut the borders down. Because of the money. Because it funds CIA operations and things like that. That money. Look it up. I'm not making this stuff up. Anyway, figured I'd share those things with you this morning. Today is July 1. A lot of new laws in effect today here in the great state of Virginia. Know your laws. Watch out for your localities, because what you're going to see is places like Albemarle County and Fairfax, Alexandria, Newport News, Virginia Beach, Hampton area, you're going to start seeing these, in Richmond, you're going to start seeing these gun laws pop up, these ordinances. And today is the day that localities can determine what happens to the statues. Watch the further divide. Watch the further divide of the rural and the urban areas. So, all you folks that live in rural areas need to band together. You need to stay strong. Make sure you elect your county board of supervisors. Make sure you elect strong conservative board of supervisors. That's really where the rubber meets the road. We've seen that during the Second Amendment sanctuary movement. It was those board of supervisors that were conservative that stood up against that tyranny. And so you'll see it. You will see it. I wish this cat would turn. I guess. When is he going to turn? All right. Great day. Anyway. Yeah. Watch the further divide. So, anyway. Blessings to you and yours. Blessings to your family. Contact your school board. Get involved with the schools and find out what they're teaching, what kind of curriculum. That curriculum should be public knowledge. If you have children in school, you need to know what they're being taught. Make sure you raise your children right with morals and values and discipline and self-discipline. It's most important to have self-discipline. Y'all stay blessed. Keep your powder dry.